Hello, in this video I want to talk about the 7 things you can do to survive divorcing an emotional abuser. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Goddard from Revive Your Soul. On this channel I talk about emotional abuse, healing from the trauma bonds, the invisible chains that keep you trapped in a relationship, and divorcing from the emotional abuser. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back and thank you. The 7 things you can do to survive divorcing the emotional abuser. So divorce is a difficult process anyway. It's the ending of something that you committed to. But when you factor in the emotional abuser, it takes the process to a different level. They are competitive and they will not be fair. Their goal is to win at any cost. And because of their controlling and manipulative behaviour, they have already gone through the negotiation process, but without telling you. And they find it really hard to understand why you don't or won't agree with them. And because of their childish nature, they will stop at nothing and change the story so they are the victim, smearing your character. What they did to you, they turn around, and it is what you did to them. They want to hurt you and they want to see you in pain, and this is a perfect place for them to do it in full view of everybody else, claiming they are the ones that have been hurt. They need their supply, and the divorce process is the perfect arena for them. It will come from you and the way you react to their stupid demands and silly remarks. It will come from their solicitor who is being paid. They will have their entourage around them, the people they claim are their friends, but really they're just where you were in a relationship with them, not realising that they're being used. And these people are bowing to them and following them around, clearing up their mess and agreeing how unfair this is for the emotional abuser and massaging their egos. So the key things you can do to survive, number 1 is divorce them emotionally. Make sure you are in a place that you are not affected by the smearing of your character. You have realised who they are now, so don't get drawn into their games. Divorcing them emotionally means that when you receive an email or any form of correspondence from them, it does nothing to you. If you still get that lurching feeling in your stomach or a pain in your chest when you're receiving something from them, you might still have some wounds that need healing. Remember, they know everything about you. They know how you're going to react, what your triggers are. They made it their mission to find those out. This is how they created the trauma bonds that you've been untangling from. Number 2, reacting versus responding. Because they know how to trigger you, they will. Their aim is to ensure that you are still there for them, still wanting them back, still in pain, still willing to do everything that they ask of you. And they use this process knowing how you will react. It tells them how much power and control they still have over you, and possibly can be used by them to determine how much they're going to be able to get away with in the divorce process. Think Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman with the snails. They're slippery little suckers. If you can, please get someone to deal with all of the correspondence for you, a solicitor, a divorce consultant, or even a friend. If you haven't divorced from them emotionally, you might say or do something you later regret. They may convince you not to use a professional, telling you that they're expensive and that you don't need that additional cost, that you can sort this all out between the two of you. Ignore them. Remember, they don't want to negotiate, they want to control. Number 3, say no to mediation. If you're aware you're divorcing an emotional abuser, do not even consider mediation. It is not going to work. Don't waste your money or your time. I promise you it really isn't worth attempting it. You will come out of the process wondering how they always manage to get away with their behaviour. They lead with their wounded child and play the victim. They will have the mediators feeling sorry for them. Leave mediation to the emotionally healthy people who are divorcing. Remember, the emotional abuser is the master of manipulation. Number 4, hire 2 professionals, or maybe more. If you're using a solicitor, remember they charge by the quarter of an hour. Don't use them for venting your anger and pain or speaking about the injustice of all of this. Find someone else who can help you deal with the emotional pain. It is less expensive and they can help you work through the wounds the abuser is triggering, and they're more qualified in doing this than a solicitor. And as much as your solicitor wants you to win, they are invested in you because you are paying them to negotiate the divorce. When I was in the process of speaking to solicitors, one was telling me a story about a client he had. She used to call him for coffee. She needed to use him as a sounding board and a counsellor to work through her emotional pain. Number 5, interview. Make sure you have a solicitor who is experienced in dealing with this personality type, that can spot the tactics that are being used, that can shut down the communication before it has taken you down a rabbit hole that will cost you a lot of money. The abuser wants to hurt you. They don't care what the cost is to you. They don't care that that money could be spent on supporting you and their children. Number 6, get a self-care regime. You have to work on yourself. They have caused damage that you might not even be aware of at the moment. Get a good routine in place. Your nervous system might still be on alert. You might be suffering with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. A good routine is going to keep you safe while your body recovers. It will make you feel safer. It will allow your body to adjust and heal on every level. Consider taking things like magnesium baths, eating more fresh fruit and vegetables, drinking plenty of water if you don't already. There are so many different things that you can add into your life to help you. Journaling, exercise, coaching, meditation. Work on yourself and it will help you get through this process. And once the divorce is complete, it will help you stepping into your new life. And number 7 is know what you want. Take time out on your own or with a coach and decide what you want. Be very clear from the start what is a non-negotiable and what you will be more flexible on. Know your self-worth. Don't bend or give in to the petty demands or be intimidated by them. If you were negotiating money, what would you be happy with? Don't forget, this is a negotiation, or it should be. If you start with what you're looking for, they will be negotiating down. It won't be upwards. If you have more money, they will be starting high and you will be starting from a lower place. Not everybody has been trained in the art of negotiation. This is what the solicitor is for. But if you are doing this yourself, you will need to be very firm and stick to it. Sit down and create a vision board or write out in a journal how you see this process going in a positive way and think to the future. One that you are creating now, not the one you were creating together. How do you want it to look? Remember what you did for them, how you supported them. Write out what your requirements are. It might surprise you that this isn't as monetary led as you think it would be. It might be that your finances have been wiped out by them and you're now looking to get back to that place. And there's nothing wrong with either of those scenarios. Once you've created this, you can share what you want to come away with your solicitor or your consultant or your coach. Make sure they understand why it is so important to you. But make sure this is your decision and the abuser is not dictating everything. There is nothing worse than feeling that you've been walked all over. You do want to come out of this feeling whole. Once you know what you would like, stick to it. You will find it difficult to go back and negotiate a better deal once this has already started. You need to be really clear. And if you're not clear, you need to find out what is holding you back. If all you want is to walk away and put the relationship behind you, make sure that isn't a decision made from fear. You don't want to later regret your decisions. Get the divorce that works for you. Remember that if you're divorcing the emotional abuser, they will probably manipulate the process and delay it. if they are divorcing you, they will want to push it through, forcing you into a position where they dictate what is going to happen. They have already decided what you are worth to them, which now is very little. They have a new life and they will know what they can get away with in this process, and they will want to win at all costs. Keep checking in with yourself and making sure you are okay. Keep going back to your list, visualizing how you want this to be finalized and with an outcome that works for you. Remember, you now know who this person is. You know how they manipulate. You know how they want to control. I hope you found this video useful. Please like and share. Put some comments below if you've got anything that you'd like to add to that list. If you'd like to find out more about working with me on a one-to-one basis, you can visit my website, reviveyoursoul.co.uk, or drop me an email, info@reviveyoursoul.co.uk. I'll put the links to my books, Finding Lily and The A to Z of Emotional Abuse, in the description box below. Just remember, this is going to be an amazing journey, and there is an amazing life waiting out there for you to join. Sending you loads and loads of love.